lost track of time. Hello, streamers, video creators, entrepreneurs. How are you? This is all day Friday, of course. Like every day is an all day of a day. We're starting this off strong. I can already tell. Welcome. We are doing Q&A today. Before I do that, I have a lot of conversations behind the scenes with our accelerator program students, and there are themes that keep coming up in terms of your video strategy. And so sometimes, whether it's, it could be random things, but sometimes I just want to have conversation with you. And so I thought on Fridays, maybe I could do a little hot take tip for you, and we'll play with that and see how that goes. But would that be okay with you? Do you want like tips at the beginning of this show, and then we can move on to questions, whether you want to talk about the tip itself or you have other random questions. If you have questions about anything, this is the show for you. Anything video related, like tech, I love my 9-camera video studio. If you have anything about video or live streaming tech, we can certainly chat about that. If you have questions about audience growth, about engaging your audience, creating a community, if you have questions about what else, anything, mindset, it's hard. Can you all like agree with me that creating content can be a lonely experience? And so I want to make sure 9 cameras. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This thing, this whole like placement. So Paul, the placement thing, I definitely set it up right this time. So I don't think it's working like we thought it was supposed to. So let me fix something real quick. But while I do that, Launchpad Astronomy Christian, you haven't watched my behind the scenes video, apparently, that we released fairly recently on this channel. If you are not subscribed, now is the time to do so. You'll get notifications. Turn on the bell notifications. You got to turn on like all notifications. Otherwise, it's just going to like assume what you want. But subscribe, and then you can actually see the behind the scenes tour of the 9-camera video studio. I walk you through everything. It's easy and hard. It's full of people and lonely. Oh, Marcus, you're the best. Yes, it definitely can be both. I'm a big fan of situations can be two things at the same time. No, I haven't. And how did you know? How do you know what I am watching? Because you got shocked at the fact that I had a 9-camera video studio, Christian. Lonely, sure, but the voices in my head keep me company, right? I get so close to a good title and thumbnail. We're actually going to talk about thumbnails here in a second, but I am not great at the hook in the first 10 seconds. I get too excited being live. Why? I have all my mute buttons on. Everything is muted. Why am I getting mute things? Why am I getting sounds? Anyway, okay, we can talk about that if you want to talk about your tease to your hook in a live situation, because I totally get that. I have some tips for you. We could actually talk about that. So go ahead and put a Q in front of your question. If you do have any questions at all, put a Q in front of the question. It winds up in my queue. We had some early takers today in the chat room way before we went live, asking questions to get in the queue early. So we already have a queue. So get yourself in there. Super chats do take priority, and I'm turning them on right now. Comment box has a mind of its own. It certainly seems to, yes. All right. I'm just scrolling out because I know while I was talking the beginning, starting off strong on this Friday, all day, today's Friday, and all night long is all night. Yes. That is true. That really is true. Ooh, you're buying some gear today. Nice. Okay, tell me what you're buying. Let me know. Okay, I got to catch up on comments. Hold on, we're getting there. So, It can be a bit of a lonely experience, and it can be an exciting experience as well as we create content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, or anywhere else. If you are new around here, please do type new in the comments. I would love, love, love to meet you. I muted it, Sammy. I already muted everything. That's true. That's true. I might. That's funny. Novice, good to see you back. Wise choice. I see your question. You guys are getting in the queue. Oh my goodness. They are queuing up. I love it. All right. So I am going to dive in to... Why don't I hear that? Oh, because I'm muted. Oh my God. Oh my God. I could be a professional and wear headphones, but I did not. Marcus, thank you so much for the super chat. You are not new, but this is an example of what to do if you are new. Marcus is one of our amazing moderators, and he's doing his own channel as well. Inside of Accelerator program, we're having some really good conversations around topics and how he is going to show up in this world and be of support to you. So I cannot wait to see what he does. Rory, thank you for the super chat and the question. Jumping to the top of the queue. I haven't even started questions, but I'll go ahead and do that. What are some tips for hooks in the live stream? You just want to dive right in. Right, tips for hooks in a live stream. So here's the deal. When we go live, when we record videos, it's pretty easy, right? We know that we got to punch that video and make sure that people understand that they are in the right place, one, and that they want to stick around, number two, and it's really important to make sure that we have that that hook solid. Now, it's so much easier to do in a recorded video because you can do it over and over and over and over and over if you need to get it right. But in a live stream, typically what happens is, you have the countdown timer or you're just going live and your nerves are up there, right? You're just let's go. And even if it's not nerves, it's adrenaline. There's adrenaline that happens with live. And that's where this guy comes in. Oh, come on. Oh, he's not on this. Darn it. I have a button for him, but he's not actually on this. This is a new profile. And so I was going to throw a little lamb on there. But live adrenaline monster is like Lamb. He's like our little mascot that I can't put up on screen today. But he's the little voice in our head, right? Telling us everything is going to go wrong. But he's also the adrenaline that is affecting our ability to be spot on. Same kind of thing, right? When I just was I don't know what I'm saying at the beginning of this video because I was just let's go. Right? So that can happen. And I've been doing this for 17 years and it can still happen to me. You guys are all throwing up lamb in the chat. I love it. Yes, it is a new profile. And what you can do instead is really hone in on that hook, right? Hone in on that hook before you ever go live. Make sure that you have a sentence that maybe you've even practiced before, right? If you're hoping for the intention of that live video to be really good for recorded video, then what you can do is even script that one line, right? Don't get so hung up on scripting, but write it down, put it on your teleprompter, make sure that you say it a few times before you go live so that it's in your brain, so that you know exactly what that hook is. You don't want it to feel different than your energy that you're bringing to the rest of the video, but if you're hoping for that live video to be good for a replay, and you want to hook that viewer, then just really prepare that one sentence and then prepare some bullet points for the conversation after that. And that can really support you in the process of It starts and then you go. Now, the alternative, Roy, is that you could just trim, right? You could let yourself kind of come into the flow of it, and then you could trim that live video and allow the adrenaline to kind of get out of the way by talking to the audience or just saying something, and then you can get into the hook when you're feeling like calm and collected. So a couple of options for you on that in terms of tips for hooks in live streaming. If anybody else has tips for what? for food why are you thinking about food while watching a live stream? Well, okay, I was gonna pick on you and make fun of you for that, Sammy, but I gotta say, I mean, we talk about food a lot around here, so kind of makes sense. Like, if you're late, you got to bring cookies, or in Callie's eyes, eggs. But I don't know why eggs. Don't ask. I don't know where that comes from. I think it was bacon, eggs, or cookies or something at some point, and it morphed. Anyway, it makes sense that you're thinking about food. Oh, lamb. I want some lamb chops. Oh my God. Do not eat lamb. My lamb. Don't eat my lamb. Oh, in all of our eyes, eggs. Okay. She is the community manager. She gets to make the rules, apparently. All right. So I'm going to get to questions. That was a super chat question, which took priority. But I want to really kind of like, I want to go on a bit of a rant today, because this is a conversation that I've had in our accelerator program, and I know that this is a topic of conversation with creators of all kinds. If you're feeling like you're really frustrated or you're really nervous to do that YouTuber face, right? That YouTuber face for thumbnails. Oh my gosh, everybody feels a little bit frustrated, or that they have to use that. And some people just refuse to because they actually don't want to do the YouTuber face. You know the face I'm talking about, right? The over exaggerated, like, or ooh, or ooh, or, right? Those YouTuber faces. But here's the deal. I keep hearing people say, I hate when YouTubers use that face in their thumbnails. And then those are the same people who actually click on the freaking thumbnails telling us, the creators, that they like that. We talk about this a lot around here. If the algorithm and the way that you grow your channel is by pleasing viewers, we're looking at that data, right? And so if people are clicking on it, then it's telling me that you like that. And there's two parts to this. That's one. It's like, you got to click on the things that you want to see, right? And we're going to do that until the end of time if you keep clicking. So as a creator, as a viewer, I want you to consider that, and don't not click on something just because you don't want to have influence the data. But if you're attracted to it, guess what? We're going to keep doing that. And as a creator, as an entrepreneur creating videos on YouTube, this is a really important topic that I want you to hear, that you're going to really need to decide how you're going to do your own thumbnails. Thumbnails are a big topic. We can dive into that in Q&A if you want to, but here's the kind of kicker, right? It's not just about YouTube faces, right? It's not about that over-exaggerated face. It is about pleasing the viewer. And this is something that you need to experiment with on your own channel. So I just want to kind of take a quick look at this, because if you take a look at, I just searched for tech reviews, broad topic, but I want you to kind of scroll at what's working out there, right? And people are using, that exaggerated face. There's Renee with why I stopped doing tech reviews. Oh my gosh. Look at Marquez. This is like kind of a YouTuber face, but here's what's interesting. This is a YouTuber face, right? That exaggeration. But really, at the end of the day, there are lots of industries, because we use in the tech space, we use that YouTuber face a lot. But there are certain industries like sewing and paper, crafts, that actually lean heavily on the visual of the project itself as opposed to the faces. And so you'll see some faces, some not, but heavily on just that project that they're talking about. And really, at the end of the day, it's about storytelling, right? And if you look kind of through your industry, they're telling a story. Marquez, in the tech space, right? There's a story kind of behind the theme. If you keep looking, right, it's like, there was one I wanted to show you. I lost it. Okay. But it was like, essentially it was like a comparison, right? And there was like oh no, that was Marquez channel really quick. Hang on. This one is what I wanted to show you. This one right here, the AI assistant battle, like looking at the thumbnail alone, I know exactly what that video is about. I don't even have to read the title. So while we think about YouTube face and we get frustrated with the thumbnail process, I keep hearing this conversation. Yes, people are clicking on that, and you need to experiment within your own industry, and you also need to lean into story first and foremost with that thumbnail. That's my hot take tip of the week, because that conversation just keeps coming up. And if you have questions about that, let's dig in. If you have questions about anything else, content-wise, tech-wise, you can just ask that, put a Q in front of the question. I know we got a super chat during that process. And so I'm going to go back up and find that. But real quick before we do, let's stay on this topic for a second. The thumbnail, yeah. Hold on, I'm still working on my placement here. Hold on. There we go. That feels too big. There we go. Paul, tell me. Paul, help. Anyway, thumbnail gets people to stop scanning or scrolling. Thumbnail plus title gets them to click. Intro gets them to start watching, but video has to deliver on that promise to get them to complete and more. So thank you for that, Renee. Now, speaking of Marquez and Renee, Marquez did a conversation with Renee, who is the YouTube liaison, on Marquez's Discord channel yesterday. And I was watching that this morning, and it was really good insight in terms of shorts. So it was really focused on shorts. So if you're thinking about doing shorts on your channel, really good conversation, really good tips around how to think about shorts as a strategy. And I'm soaking up that knowledge because, as you know, I fail miserably at the shorts game, but I'm just working on getting back into consistency after this year has been so crazy. And so I'm kind of like, I'm really absorbing that information as well. And so I would highly suggest, if you're thinking shorts, to go watch that video. It's on Marquez's, MKBHD's Discord channel. If you go to his Twitter, you'll find that link. I can't help. Okay. I will talk to Ecamm then. Fine. Okay. I love it when thumbnails identify the content. Yes. Hey, Marco, how are you? That's a good point. Marquez has mastered the understandable but not exaggerated YouTube face, right? Okay. Let's see. I am coming to all your questions because we have a huge queue of them already. Just wanted to see if there was anything else that you wanted to talk about thumbnails wise before we move on. And what was the other super chat that I got while I was doing that little hot take tip? If your video is about how to paint ceilings, your face probably doesn't need to be in it. Yeah, think about that, right? It's like sometimes, and there are, and depends on how much personality driven it is. right? So like topic, personality, you can A/B test, you can try things out. You can't help but make an exaggerated face. The thumbnail has to tell the story of the video in an instant. A face can be very powerful for that. It sure would be nice if YouTube offered some kind of thumbnail A/B testing so you could get an actual data about how your face versus a product shot versus something else. Was that a question or a statement? But yes, I agree. As a question, it would be very, very, very nice. If YouTube itself just had that as a native functionality. Your face can also be part of your brand. Right. If Marquez did videos, or like sometimes he does thumbnails without his face, but he's such a recognizable face that matters too. And so sometimes I've seen a lot of thoughts around this. You know, sometimes maybe right out of the gate for your audience who are subscribed and wanting to click videos from notifications, sometimes you could start off with a thumbnail that has your face on it for your existing audience, and then maybe lean into a week or two later, or even a couple of days later, after people have had that chance to click because they know you already. And then you could try maybe doing something like changing that out to tell a stronger story without your face for a bigger, wider net of an audience. So that's a possibility as well. Okay. Does anybody know what that super chat was? I want to take them first. Okay. This is not true. This is not true. I mean, like, it's really, like, let's get rid of that thought process, right? You can tell a story, you can have an impact. It doesn't matter what you look like, but you like, as Callie said, you do have a pretty face. I think that's what it was. It was a second Marcus super chat. Okay, I did not see that. Sorry. Thank you, Marcus. If somebody wants to tell me what they said, that would be great. But it 100% sounds. Okay. I don't know. I mean, yeah, like there's that aspect of it, but at the same time, like obviously there are many people who are very successful who don't have a traditionally beautiful look, right? So come on. All right, coming back to the queue. Let's see. Soul Moon's Rising. Now, so Jennifer, I don't know if I'm going to be able to really help you with this one. I know there was some conversation with you in the early queue before we started the stream. The question being, my son, who is 13, has a Lego channel. He started it a couple of years ago. Even though he is now of age for YouTube, he can't seem to break out of the kids getting 1 to 2 views per video. What can he do to get out? I saw that, I think Callie asked, is he still like marking it for kids? Because now, right, you have to like mark that content for kids. So make sure that content is now not marked as kids. And honestly, the kids category is not something I'm super familiar with. But I would just start treating the content. I would have to see it, to be honest. Like, I don't know. And Jennifer, we can dive into this in Accelerator program if you would like, because you're a member there. And I don't know that it's necessarily because of his now coming of age. It could just be the stuff that every other creator deals with, which is the right kind of content for the right audience, right? A Lego channel. Is the Lego channel interesting to the not kids anymore, right? So like, who is he trying to target? And is that audience who you're targeting actually interested in that content or the format of it, right? So sometimes, and this is what I'm gonna guess, is sometimes when we've been doing something for a little bit of time and it's kind of meant for one person, or we're in one stage of life. And as we grow older, we get interested in other things. If we continue to do the things that we always did without innovation and pivoting, then that can be a detriment to us. So hopefully that kind of gives you some guidelines to start looking at that process. But again, I am not super familiar with the kids aspect of YouTube. It's just not what I deal with the most. So I don't want to also lead you astray there either. Okay, Cameron, do you have links to Sony EV10 dummy battery options? Prefer Sony if you have it. Yes, the ZVE10. Yes, absolutely. If you go to, do we still have my page up that has all the stuff that actually, the video where I kind of do a tour, sorry. It's kind of hot in here. Like, I had the heater going because it was really cold this morning, and then it's already warmed up, and I'm like, that was the wrong choice. Anyway, the ZVE10, the video that we have, anyway, we can get you a link. The video that we have about my studio has that. We also have a page about all of the video studio gear that I have here. Now, please don't just buy everything on that list, but you would find that dummy battery there. And also we have a free gear guide. If you go to livestreamingpros.com/gear, you will actually be able to get a personalized gear shopping list for your needs, and likely you're gonna find that dummy battery in that shopping list. As I'll give you a little hint, right? Okay. The dummy oh yeah, we have a whole dummy battery video, right? That has that link for sure. So we can get you that link, or you can just search on our channel as well for dummy battery, and you're gonna find that as well. Yay, Marcus! Thank you, Marcus. Let me see what that was. Oh, ice. To cool me down. Thank you so much, Marcus. I love you. Moving on. My company has a product that helps with dementia. I have an excellent live video system thanks to Live Streaming Pros. Whoop, whoop. I love that. My question, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, one or all? Oh boy. Okay, so this is really a question of where your audience is. So who is your audience is the first question. You say your product helps with dementia, but my assumption in that, knowing other people, like we have many students who help who help in that older market, dementia specifically as well. And their audience is not the person dealing with dementia, because they're not out there looking for it. It's the kids of those parents and those people suffering from dementia. So let's just pretend that that's your audience, just for the sake of the conversation. So who is your audience, and where are they hanging out? Where are they looking for help with this problem that they have? Are they in Facebook groups? Are they on Facebook pages that support same type of issues? Are they on YouTube searching for how-to videos in terms of like how to help your parents with dementia, right? Like, figure out where they are. So you already have a product. My assumption is you have customers. So I would reach out to your customers first and foremost and ask them, where are you hanging out? Yay! Thank you, Einar, for the super sticker. Appreciate you. I'm guessing that doesn't have, you don't have a question in that. But yeah, so you need to identify where your audience is hanging out, and then you can choose the platform. Start with one platform first. I know, yes, ultimately you want to be on multiple platforms, but I will guarantee you if you're just starting out with content, you're going to really start to procrastinate and really start to get overwhelmed really fast if you try and do multiple platforms or all of them. So maybe they're on TikTok, maybe, right? You have to know where they are or make some smart assumptions. And if you have to make that smart assumption, if you have to go that route, then you can do searches on YouTube. And on YouTube, you will get a drop-down box when you start typing in the search bar at the top. And you're going to see the top 10 lists of questions. So if you type dementia, help with dementia help, just start typing kind of what your product serves, or that the thing that it fixes, the problem that it solves. If you start typing around that, you're going to see the searches that people are searching for, which is like in the top 10 order. That's one way to make some smart assumptions and know that your audience is actually searching for it. If you can't find on YouTube as a general search, and by the way, do this in incognito. Do this in incognito. I need everybody to hear this. Every time I say this tip, everybody's like, oh, never thought about this. When you're searching, doing research, or you're trying to figure out what videos are out there that are not affected by your own search history, always do this in incognito so that you can see the reality of it, not affected by your search history. Thank you, Callie. Yeah, so that is really, really important in that process, but that will allow you to make some smart assumptions. You can also go to Facebook and see, my assumption is for your particular thing, you're going to have YouTube and Facebook capabilities. I don't know that you're going to find really an audience on TikTok, but I could be wrong. My TikTok is very curated. Y'all, okay, I'm going to come back to TikTok real quick before I move on to questions, but I'm going to finish this. Make those smart assumptions, do the searches, ask your customers, and you will figure out where your audience is. Lean into that platform first. And then, and only then, once you get some traction or consistency, you can add that second platform. Let's talk about TikTok for a second. Okay. TikTok is honestly like the best algorithm that I've ever seen ever. But I curate I know how to curate my TikTok feed super, super easily, right? It's just very intuitive. But I was trying to find some music this morning because I was listening to somebody I found on TikTok. So I get music singer recommendations on TikTok. That's one of the categories that I allow in my feed. And so I like discovering new artists. And I saw Christian French. So if you search him on Spotify or YouTube or whatever, I think he just has a cool beat. And it's he has a consistent sound. So anyway, that was just a random tip. I know that we're not here to talk about music, but I like music. And I was trying to find some new epidemic sound music this morning, because I was listening to him and just dancing around. So if anybody has recommendations for new music I should put in my countdown timers on Epidemic Sound specifically, we're going to drop our link for that and you can get your own royalty-free music. I would love to get some recommendations for some new music around here. TikTok is the easiest algorithm to craft. It certainly is, Sally. Okay. Coming to questions. I am still going through the queue. If you have questions, be sure to put a Q in front of the question. I need to do a new, I meant to do that before. I was going to put something like text up here. Okay, next question. Wise choice. Can Ecamm run on 2012 MacBook Pro with 16 gigs of RAM? Yes. Test, and keep it simple. But here's the deal. We have a video that kind of walks you through the thought process behind Mac specs and PC specs, if you're wondering if your computer is going to do the job. So, but also, past the knowledge of the specs that you need, you're going to have to test if you have an older computer. Likely, here I would do two things. One, kind of reformat it, like get rid of every app that you don't need, clean up your file system, like get rid of every background thing that's going on, so that you have a cleaner computer experience for running that stream. Secondly, you're likely going to want to just keep it more simple. Maybe one camera, not multiple cameras. Maybe not an animated overlay like you see here, right? Like the more visual aspects that you put into it, the less it's going to perform, especially on a 2012. It may struggle if you hear it kind of. The fan running really fast and hard, then you will know that you're kind of maxing your computer out. Yes. And that's what I'm saying is like, I don't know that it's going to, like, you're going to have to keep it simple if it's going to work, but test. And there is a free trial for Ecamm. We're going to drop that link in the comments as well. Josh, I see you. I'm coming to you. Okay. Next question, novice. Maybe this isn't, okay, hold on. I'm going to read this question first before I read it out loud. That's a pro tip for you while live. He literally started it off with, maybe this is an inappropriate question. So I'm just going to quickly read through this. Oh, okay. That wasn't inappropriate. I was like, where is this going? Novice. So, yeah. First of all, my accelerator program is not currently open at the moment, but you can absolutely get on the wait list for that. I know we've talked about that, you and I. And basically you're asking like, what's the difference between accelerator program and Sean Cannell's Video Ranking Academy? So Sean focuses heavily on YouTube specific, and I haven't gone through it, so I don't know, like I'm going on what I know here. But Sean Cannell, first of all, love. He's amazing. His programs are amazing. And I highly recommend him. And but his stuff focuses highly on YouTube specific, like keywords, thumbnails, right? Like all of these very specific things that are channel growth specific, right? An accelerator program, we actually walk you through as a beginner, if you're just beginning your journey, the things, what we do in accelerator program, it's not just about YouTube strategy, right? We cover all platforms, but I really focus heavily on making it your own. And there's not just one system. There is a system to follow. There is a path to success. And I really lean heavily on making sure that you focus on the things that you only need to focus on where you are in your journey and move you through decisions over time, and making sure that your personality is really integrated into your content, because that's one of my favorite things to talk about is like integration of personality so that it's really connecting, building a community, not just a channel. That's my kind of unique take in the industry of programs, is just like, let's build a community that's really driven towards your personal strengths and that long-term growth that is going to build your business, not just your channel. Does that make sense? So those are the differences, whatever works for you. And I don't know that he doesn't touch on any of that, but like I said, I don't know exactly. See his program exactly, but I would look at his page and see what he says on that. CJ's info, how are you feeling? CJ, I am doing fantastic. Thank you very much. Threw me for a loop, surgery and all, but I'm good. I'm healed, and I'm feeling good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. We do have the best community. One of. Kick him out. Hold on. Okay, I see these questions. See these questions coming. By the way, Hold on, I'm trying to figure out where this is. Oh, is it this? Hang on. Here we go. By the way, I totally failed. I set this up and everything. We have new merch on the store. We also have new graphics like these balloons that can float or fall. I would, not only did we do new merch last week, we also, I believe, yes, we have new items as well today. So they were busy behind the scenes, the team, getting some new items, new merch on the store this morning. So go check out what we added and come back and tell me what your favorite new item is. Let me know in the comments. Okay, new balloons. All right. Okay. I was just checking. Okay, I have to keep as you know, when you're live streaming, you have to keep track of like multiple things. So I was getting a little behind there for a second. Okay, next question. Renee asks, what sort of questions do you ask yourself when deciding how long to go live for? 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 8 hours? Oh, come on. That's just being practical. Like, don't be practical. That's fair though. Okay, I can go with that. But what kind of questions, like how long should you go live? So the things that I look at when determining length is obviously when it comes to live streaming, this is not the case for recorded VODs, right? Video on demand. It's not the case for shorts, obviously. But with live, any platform loves you to keep, I mean, it is the case here. Let me back up here. Any platform loves for you to keep your viewers on the platform longer. For lives, the longer your lives are, the longer as long as it's engaging, the longer your viewers are going to stay. For VODs, right? We know this, it's about getting people to then binge watch. And so the longer you keep your viewers on the platform, the better, that they like you. They like you for that, right? And so from that perspective, the longer the live, the more potential you have to get new audience members as they come onto the platform over a period of an hour or 2 hours. 8 hours, really kind of dedicated to either gaming topic or like marathons, kind of a channel might do a marathon event or a special stream. And that is hard for a lot of people to keep up for a longer period of, like, on a regular basis. You can go live for an hour, you can go live for 2 hours, 4 hours if you want, as long as you have the content and the audience to keep that moving and flowing. The moment it feels like dead is when you kind of lose traction on that. So topic matters, intention matters, your energy matters, and the ability for you to keep the engagement matters. Like Renee, specifically for you, because I'm trying to convince you to go live on your channel, the marathon, or the longer stream can be useful for like a kickoff. But on a regular basis, if you're just doing Q&A or if you're doing a topic, something like that, it could be very beneficial to just really keep it 1 to 2 hours. And then that's like 30 minutes if it's very topical and you're not doing Q&A. If you don't have viewers, 30 minutes makes sense. Because then you can just educate or deliver a piece of content and be done with it. Oh, you are very welcome. Twitch streamers, yeah, like Twitch, right, platform matters too, right? Twitch, definitely longer. The longer, the better. Novice, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love that you're here. All right, next. And we have people saying what their favorite merch is. The streamer mug. Yay! So a Twitch executive once told me that their viewers are trained for marathons. Viewers expect marathons on Twitch. Outside of the gaming industry, I don't see that a lot on the YouTube platform, but there are some outliers there. Paul Burke is asking, how have you ever considered a Patreon? Oh gosh, Paul Burke. So we use YouTube memberships for that. I don't do Patreon because, well, I've used Patreon in the past with another brand, and I didn't love it as a platform. I do know that they've gotten massively improved on a lot of my complaints, but I have because my business is built more on my courses, my memberships, and our done-for-you services when it comes to building your live studio, your video studio. Because that is my business model, it doesn't really make sense for me to also then add Patreon, which is a third-party platform. So then I would have my own platform, Patreon, and YouTube, and that doesn't make sense because it's too many decisions. It's separating people too much. So for me, since I'm live on YouTube all the time, then or in recorded videos, right? Then it just makes sense to have that in one location, just using YouTube memberships. So yeah. I see. But if you have a question about whether you should have a Patreon, do you have a Patreon, Paul? Do you? I thought you did. Whoa, 11 hours. Oh man, that is a lot. Yeah, totally. When you try and wrap up a 3-hour Twitch stream, people are like, are you leaving already? We're not done here. We're not done, right? Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, Dave. Oh my God. I totally forgot about that. Has anybody else gone and checked out the new merch? Because I don't even know what they wound up putting on the store. I know that the team put up some new stuff, but what else? You watch IRL cycling? I'm learning something new about Paul. Paul is the magical Mr. Paul Dixon, who does all of our graphics, by the way, if you don't know him. I didn't know you were into IRL cycling and traveling. That's so cool. By the way, never mind. I'm going to say that privately. I was just going to ask him something about one of his hobbies, but I'm not going to put him under here. Novice, when you say that one can make substantial money without a huge following, does it apply to all kinds of categories of content? Great question. So probably, Novice is referring to maybe one of the videos that I have on my channel talking about one of my students who had 0 viewers, went live, had 1 replay view, and that turned into a $3,000 contract that then turned into a bigger contract that then snowballed into a lot of referrals. So when we think about the fact that you can make money from a small audience, right? There are 2 things that need to be in place. You're not going to make a substantial amount of money with on-platform monetization options. So I know you know this, Novice, because you've been through some of my trainings, but I'm going to say this for the benefit of the whole group here. There are 2 types of revenue that you can have when you're thinking about your content generating that revenue for your business. One, on platform. We're talking YouTube memberships, we're talking AdSense, we're talking sponsorships. So basically anything that you have to create content and put it out there in order for it to generate revenue. Like on a consistent basis, right? Like you have to put it out there and it's not going to generate money if you're not consistently putting that out there. On platform, the second type is off platform, and that is things like courses, memberships, consulting, right? Different things that allow you to really control or have recurring revenue as well. And so there's the on platform and there's the off platform. There are two things that have to be true. You have to have an engaged audience, and you need to really think through the back end side of that. So on platform revenue is more difficult with a smaller audience because you have less watch time, less views, which is leading to less AdSense. Sponsorships can make money with a small audience if you have a niche sponsor who then cares about that engaged audience, right? So there's a lot of nuance to that, but that's kind of the core concepts. The other thing that you can do is have consulting or a course or something that is built to support your viewers where they need help. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing how-to content. You can do that in a number of ways, but it's around your skill or your expertise. If you do that, then you're going to be able to make money easier from a small audience. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have follow-up questions about that. YouTube commercials are starting to get under my skin. Are you bypassing them with the paid version? Well, you as a viewer can definitely go premium and never see the YouTube or never see that, right? Okay. Next question. Oh my gosh, I am so freaking far behind, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. We've been going like an hour and a half the last 2 or 3 weeks. Life with Josh and Sarah. Josh and Sarah, are you still here? I haven't seen you comment in a while. Can you tell me how to set up a countdown clock before a live stream? We have a video on that, actually. At least we have a live where I kind of went through that. So that is a question of, like, I have to ask, what software are you using? So we have trainings on that. If it's Ecamm, you're gonna do it as a specific way versus StreamYard, for instance, versus vMix versus OBS. So we have quick start guides on our website, specifically around OBS, vMix, or Ecamm that literally walk you through how to add overlays, how to add countdown timers, how to add all of the graphics. And if you don't know, we also have, not these graphics, but we have a lot of overlays, countdown timers, and graphics that you can just kind of like load in and be done with rather than trying to create your own on our store. Okay. Josh and Sarah is here, but talking about YouTube Premium. Okay, maybe you'll respond to me on that. I also have some free content here on this channel around Ecamm and countdown timers, so you could also search for that if you just wanted that one siloed thing. But that's going to be a longer video that probably goes through kind of a bit of different things. Okay. All right. Strength, old school. I have 2 hobbies, gym and drawing and painting. My current channel is much more focused on gym training, but views on my videos are terrible. Is it better to create a second channel for my art? Okay. One of my favorite topics. Who has this question? You have multiple hobbies, multiple interests, multiple skills. You want to create content around your passions, and you are not sure like how to kind of go about this. So if that's you, you're not alone. It's called multi-passionate. Marie Forleo uses this phrase a lot. The multi-passionate, creator or entrepreneur. Guys, you're not alone. And the thing is you really need to focus. If you're going to create a channel that is going to see growth, you've got to focus your efforts. What is my hair doing? What the hell is it doing? I don't know what it's doing today. I feel like I need to get it chopped off again. Anyway, you really need to get focused on your channel if you're going to see growth that is faster. And Renee said this a long time ago, and I've used this and this may actually come from Todd Beaupre at YouTube, but I don't remember if where it originated. But is it the same audience? Then it goes on the same channel. If it's a different audience, it goes on a different channel. That being said, so you do need that clarification of like who is watching this content, and then it can be the same channel or a different channel. The second part to this is please, 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 don't do 2 channels at first. Get one channel going, growing, and then you can think about a second channel. You cannot actually get a lot of traction when you're split focused on completely different channels. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of focus to create content and grow a channel. It's not impossible, but it does take effort, just like anything in life. And so I really caution you. Okay, that was Todd. Okay. So, but can everybody like say this? Say something around this or agree. I want you to type agree in the comments right now if you will agree to not do 2 channels at the same time until one channel is actually performing well. Please. I have seen it so many times. It will, I promise you, you will burn out so much quicker because you're not going to see traction on either thing. It's like if you were, thank you, Kathleen. It's like if you were it's like if you were trying to go to school and get a master's degree in both become a physician, a doctor, and a law degree. Like, how on earth are you going to go to school and get a master's degree in both of those things, or whatever the right, whatever the right degree is, for those things, and like stay focused, have a life, and not wind up in the hospital? There you go. Pinky promise. I strongly agree. Fantastic. Thank you. This is going over my head, but maybe it will be helpful to y'all. There you go. Hopefully it's helpful, but I don't do pop culture. Watch your channel nearly every day and it will grow. Water your channel, not watch it. don't just watch it. You got to water it. I know, I just came up with that, Anthony. I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm going to not lie here. I'm kind of proud of myself. Whatever that degree may be, right? All right, next up. Holmes Media. Do you know if TikTok has gotten better with security? I heard they can grab your data, like watching what you click on, like if you bank on your phone. I honestly am not the expert on that, so I'm going to leave that topic alone and let somebody else take on that, because I know that they've had a lot of ups and downs, TikTok, and I do not pay that close of attention to like what is going on with it. Probably should, but I've also been a little busy, so I don't know is the answer there. Nikias, I think I'm saying that right. Lighting question. Do you have different lighting preference when streaming during the day versus nighttime? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Did you hear? It's Friday all day today. I'm just making fun of myself now. Lighting. Yes, let's talk lighting. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to go to my behind the scenes. Paul, I keep screwing your scenes up on this when I hit the wrong button. So we're not going to use that anymore. Hold on. Okay. So as you see, like we have lighting, right? Now you'll also notice that I actually have my windows open. I do not recommend this for you. What I do prefer you do is actually close off and control the lighting. So there are I want you to do as I tell you, not as I do. I know that you see a window behind me and that's not helpful to you, but there are very specific reasons. There are very specific reasons why I chose to not control my window lighting here. And I recommend that you do. So get blackout curtains. If you're like, you can open those up, right? And then you can have that controlled lighting. What you don't want is your lighting changing throughout the day. So if you're going to do shoots in the during the day versus night, it's going to look differently if you don't control the light. And by that, I mean like block those windows off. Secondly, if you're doing an hour-long stream, that lighting is going to change throughout that time period likely as well. So something to really think about. Hyde Park, nice to see you. Okay, next up. Hey, Paul, did you get me a, I know you haven't, like that was just last week, but Paul is going to create what's the word I'm looking for? A little timer. So when I go like not fast action. What am I trying to say? Fast. Like when I'm trying to rapid fire. Words today. Rapid fire. So I'm going to go rapid fire throughout the rest of these as best as I possibly can. I don't know that I'm the most skilled at rapid fire because I just want to help you as much as humanly possible. If you have not subscribed and you're finding some benefit in this, please do subscribe to this channel. And we have a video coming up early next week that you're definitely going to want to watch if you're thinking about buying some gear as well. Okay, so started working on with a completely different product. Nice. I know who you are. Mike, it's good to see you. Okay, next up. Okay, next up is Paul Duncan. Can we get... Oh, I had to lean in to see that. So Paul Duncan, so you know we have these animated... We have these animations, the 3D emoji pack. So all of the like normal emojis that you're used to seeing in your text, one of my favorites is, y'all are gonna get so sick of me using this one. I've got to give it a rest probably. I am so not going rapid fire right now. The reality is, so you can get these on our store. Paul Duncan was putting in an official request to get the zipper mouth one. So yeah, I know. Wait, Zany or this one? And now this comment, because hold on, I gotta fix the comments now that I screwed up the last scene. Okay. You are welcome. You are very, very welcome. Thank you for sticking around. All right, rapid fire. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna finish this out strong together, okay? Do you even know the meaning of rapid fire? Apparently not. Yeah, apparently I'm sassy and punchy today for whatever reason. Yes, they are. They are, Dan. They very much are. I am using Ecamm right now. So yes. Okay, next up. Okay, rapid fire. I don't know where I am. Anthony, YouTube commercials. I already answered that. Novice, do sponsors pay for every 1,000 views? CPR and CPM explanation. Sponsor, this is a really in-depth topic. I would love to talk about this more in depth, which we don't have time for today, but essentially sponsors can pay multiple ways, but CPM is cost per mil, which is 1,000. So yes, cost per 1,000. But I have to say, like, that's what the M stands for, is mil, which is 1,000. Anyway, so cost per 1,000 is a typical way to do that, but there are multiple different, this is a really good potential topic for a video. Do y'all want like understanding of sponsorships? Nice. I can't wait to get this. I do. I have so many mugs and so many water bottles, but I can't wait to get one of these. Do we also have a streamer one? So this is new in the store, and that is found right here on our store, livestreamingpros.com/store. It's moving hydration. Okay. Yes. Great topic idea. Yes, please. Okay. I hear you. I will dig in. So that's it at its core, but there's so much more to talk about. And so I will either do that next Friday, or I will work on a video specifically around that so that you can kind of understand that a little bit more. Sally St. Clair, do you address the issues of YouTube TOS that impact a streamer's biz when they get spam slammed with reporting? Okay, Sally, you're basically saying you probably are getting spam slammed, and I think the with reporting means like that you're just getting like, I don't know what you're asking specifically, so I'm having a hard time specifically answering that. But in terms of spam slamming, like a lot of creators deal with that. And that would be a great question for Team YouTube. Twitter.com/Team YouTube is their support Twitter. And they do a pretty good job at responding. So if you're having a specific issue like that, that might be a better place to do that. I can talk generally speaking about it, but if you're like, what I'm hearing you say, and this may not be accurate, so I'm hesitant to kind of go deep into it without really fully understanding what you're asking. But if you're getting slammed with spam on your channel, that can happen with views, that can happen with comments, and a lot of people experience that, especially as they get larger channels. When it comes, like, there are ways that you can kind of control that. But yeah, I hesitate. Try slammed with spam. Try saying that times fast, right? That's funny. Anyway, I would ask for more information before I fully answer that question is what I'm trying to say. Or if you're like having a real tough time with your channel, Team YouTube would be a great place to start with that. Jim, don't YouTube creators get more money from premium members than AdSense ad-sponsored content? I don't, Renee? Is there a particular like ad rate that's different or rate that's different on that? I actually don't know the answer to that, but I will say this. AdSense is going to vary based on the performance, right? And so there's a bit of a differentiating factor with that as well. Roy, Tech Troublemaker, if I pivoted my channel, what do you suggest doing with previous videos that do not match focus? So you can, best practice on that is to kind of like unlist if it's a drastically different, the question, so if it's a drastically different content, then you might want to unlist like previous videos, just so viewers can really get a sense for what that channel is. That also being said, a lot of people think they're pivoting and it's totally irrelevant when in fact you're too inside. You're too inside, which is to say that from an outside perspective, it might not be as much of a pivot as you think it is. So I would ask outside of that. I would ask for outside perspective before deciding that you've gone and pivoted so much that it requires that unlisting process. Does that make sense? Because I see a lot of people say like, I'm pivoting or struggling with the pivot. This is an amazing topic as well, because we all pivot at times, right? But there's pivoting and like there's small adjustments and there's major changes and complete blow-ups of a channel. Like there's a wide scale of a pivot. And so at the lower end of that scale, people feel like it's a big pivot, but isn't necessarily. So it might still be relevant. Novice, how many more times will accelerator programs doors be open for this year? Go ahead and if you haven't already, sign up for the wait list so that you'll get a notification when we're going to open the doors again. Over the last 2 weeks, we have been having those internal conversations. So I'm not ready to say that out loud right now, but we are discussing it and making sure that we have that in the plan. And so if you're not on the wait list for Accelerator Program and you want coaching and you want to be involved in a community that is really meant to drive you forward, then that would be the best place to go. Yeah. Coming from the person on my team who runs all of our numbers, our finance person and looks at all the data, Dave Peterson, he says, money from members is much more consistent month to month. There you go. There's some behind the scenes information. What was that noise? Wait, what did I say? Get to the chop. What? What? Did I have a noise in the background? What? Can I have a link to the wait list? Yes, we'll drop that in the chat room. My early videos were all software tutorials that have nothing to do with my current focus. What's your current focus? Well, I don't, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know what your, I don't know what your current focus is, Rory. I haven't seen your channel in a bit. I'm sorry. But it was a car. Oh yeah, I had a car. Like I have, sometimes I have the dumpster going, like the dumpster truck will like come by, or a big like bus will come by. But yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Novice. Novice, please email support@livestreamingpros.com. Apparently, we're not going, we don't have a specific link for you on that wait list, but if you email support@livestreamingpros.com, we will get you on the wait list. Sound good? Okay. And anybody else who's interested in training and coaching for growing your channel and building a business out of your channel, not just building a channel. I think I like how I said that earlier. Like, I think that's the biggest difference with what I am passionate about helping you do. It's not, I don't want to help you grow your channel. I don't want to just help you with your tech. I don't want to just help you have a personality on camera. I want to help you build a community and build a business from all of that, right? And have long-term growth. Okay. Oh, no. You don't have to pay anything to get on a wait list. No. All right. Put on those dancing shoes. We are going to put on these beautiful bean. We're going to roll the beautiful bean credits and thank our YouTube members. And I did not update that today. I just realized as I'm talking about the credits. But you're going to put your dancing shoes on and we're going to dance this baby out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for being the best community on the internet. I don't think Renee is here anymore, but that was a total dig. The best community on the internet. Thank you for all of the wonderful questions and the conversations. And all right, we have dancing shoes on. Let's do it. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Honey, I got what you want. Give me all of your love, 'cause it's burning hot.